Blix is best known as the UN's chief weapons inspector who was sent to search for weapons of mass destruction in Iraq but wasn't allowed to finish. Here at a talk this week in London, he shifts his focus to nuclear disarmament, the topic of his new book, which comes out later this month.
At the peak of the Cold War, there were some 55,000 nuclear warheads in the world and an intense struggle between the superpowers for global control. A duel between them could have led not only to mutually assured destruction, what we called MAD, but perhaps even to a wiping out of human civilization.
Today, the number of nuclear weapons in the world has decreased to 27,000. But according to Blix, that doesn't mean we're in the clear.
During the Cold War, these statements say nuclear weapons were necessary for deterrent. Today, deterrent is not needed between the big powers, and the continued arsenals, in their view, may be an incentive for others, including terrorists, to acquire such weapons. Now, this is an important and hopeful discussion, less than a year before a new administration takes power in the United States.
Blix thinks that all nuclear weapons should disappear. Since 1968, the main nuclear weapons treaty has called for nuclear nations to give up their weapons, so other countries would have less temptation to go nuclear. But they haven't. What about the US election candidates? Does Blix think they're concerned enough about disarmament?
I think that we have heard Mr. McCain say that, in his view, the United States has too many nuclear weapons, so that's something, and he is experienced. When he voted against the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty in the US Senate once, he made an explanation of vote that was somewhat open-ended. Nevertheless, there is no question that McCain is much more a military man.
And what about Clinton and Obama?
Hillary and Obama would be looking much more favorably to disarmament, and I think in particular Obama, that he has come out further, and I think he has also a sense of the international scene. He's, to be sure, an American patriot, but he also has a sense of his roots are in various parts of the world, and I think he has a greater sense of what the international landscape looks like. So I think it would be hopeful for the world if either Hillary or Obama came to power.
And what about young people today? They don't seem as concerned about nuclear weapons as people were in the 80s.
I think they are somewhat unaware of what's going on. I think they better wake up, because after all, I'm nearly 80, and I'm not going to live that long, but they are young, so they have 40 or 60 years to go, and it's in their interest that they do take an interest and do something about it.